thinking is true. Alright, I'm starting a little bit early, but I'm still gathering reference, but I just want to chat with you guys. Thanks for coming. How's everyone doing today? Oh, sorry for the noise. Alright, this is from yesterday, obviously. We're not doing this today for anyone popping in. I'll have to beg your forgiveness, guys. I still haven't posted to my Instagram story or my Twitch story, so I'm going to have to do that. That's what I'm preparing to do right now, and then I was going to turn on my cam, but I figured since folks are in chat, I'll, and if you missed yesterday and you want to quickly sketch a Parasaurolophus, there you go. I wish I had had more time to draw other types of hadrosaurs and such, but alas and alack, it did not occur. Alright, let's do... I'm just going to draw a quick dumb theropod. Let's do a pre-reference theropod and one after reference, shall we? This will be a good exercise in why reference is helpful, because it will be more accurate afterwards. This is just a splash image. I'm not going to start my warm-up timer yet, although I am going to really attempt today to actually keep my stream to about an hour and a half, or at least my sketch time. I have so much stuff I didn't get to yesterday because it took way longer than I expected to do stuff. That is really bright. Why is it? What is wrong with my camera? I swear I'm not a glowing yellow person. Oh well. This is just what I look like today, guys. How was everyone's evening? What's up? I'm feeling slightly more well rested. I managed to go to bed before midnight yesterday. So excited about that. All right, let's just pretend that I know how to draw a theropod. We're gonna do a good old-fashioned raptor guy. Raptor guy is the official term, I believe. It's I don't know. I'm too tired. Dromaeosauridae raptor gaius. I don't know. Shoot, I'm struggling already. It's not a good sign. This is why warm-ups are important, guys. Keeps you sharp. I am kind of, you know, leaning into what we've already talked about. We've looked at so many dinosaurs this week. I can kind of just, you know, make a little bit of it up. But this is the benefit of reference, folks. Alright, I'm not going to add any crazy chicken bits to this guy yet. I'm looking forward to that this afternoon, though. So if anybody wants to come design crazy dinosaurs with me later, that is what we'll be doing for the afternoon stream. So this is just the morning warm-up stream for anyone who's popping by and like, what is this place? Where am I? What do they do here? Hopefully it's pretty clear. We draw things here. I'm gonna give him a smile. No, that's creepy. Don't do that, Casey. That's bad. Do you think I made his nose too long? But you know, it also depends on which carnivores we want to draw. Do you guys have preferences? I mean, there's all kinds of theropods, right? There's could do like we had to do a raptor, obviously, at some point. But do you guys want to do like a Spinosaur? Do you want to do T-Rex? Do you want to do like some of the less known, like an Allosaurus maybe? Do you guys have Deinonychus? Yeah. Deinonychus is you're really more of a Microraptor fan. Interesting. I love that. Were you here when we talked about the I forget how to say it, Yuchi? I don't know how to say it, but it's the little dragony one. This is dragony, guys, by the way. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna make him excited. He's so excited to be drawn today. Right. Promise we're actually gonna look at things, not just making stuff up. Maybe I'll put his wings in the air like an excited chicken. Alright. There we go. I am excited to do some playtime later today. I feel like I already did kind of a peachy colored. Let's do a gray one. I kind of want to apply, since we were drawing chickens the other day, maybe I'll make like a silver-laced raptor, you know, like based off of the Polish, like the Polish hen that we drew, but a lot of chickens have it. It'll be fun. We'll see. We'll see what we get to. Excited. What even is? What even is, guys? All right, there we go. This will be the buzz image for my stories today. I was gonna look through my files and I've been like repurposing my dinosaur stickers for those, but if I would just stop having tech issues for like 5 minutes, I could actually prepare a little better. But unfortunately, that just doesn't seem to be how my January of 2024 is going, so anyway. I hope it's not a harbinger of things to come, you know, and that it's just, I'm getting it out of the way early this year, that's all. Yeah, Maze, I just saw your question in the warm-up chat. They absolutely, in fact, we think, speaking of Microraptors, they're pretty sure, I haven't read the paper, I don't know the research, but I think they found out that, like they found one that was, like, basically a raven color. Like, there's some way that they've been able to identify pigment somehow in some fossils, not in very many, but the feathering on some Microraptors. Look it up, raven Microraptor. It's totally a thing. So, absolutely, they can be all black. You can do whatever you want. Also, why is my oh, that's right, because I was sculpting. It's like, I don't need to see. You guys don't need to see my desk. What are we doing? Okay, starting to warm up in here a little bit. Alright, thanks for your patience, guys. I'm gonna post this little doodle. I'll post this online, various places, and then we'll get our sketching going. I am gonna start though. Let me go ahead and pull up. If anybody's on a time crunch and you're just popping in for a little bit to do some sketching and you want to get started, and you're relying on me to have something on my screen, well, if I can get this image to copy, then I will put it on screen for you. Come on. Why aren't you doing it? What is the problem here? Hello? Hello? Paste. Only had to do that 3 times. It's kind of like when my chat didn't work when I got here. Why did it work one time when I did the same thing and didn't work the other 3 times? Don't know. No idea. Technology just be technologying, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to be doing some quick skeletal studies. I want to get more loose with these than I have been. And actually next week I think I'm going to change up the format a little bit when we do these and kind of get a little more gestural. So far I've been really, I've been more worried about like the lines of movement and stuff, but I want to talk about like other ways to show that without hard lines. So part of why I use the hard lines is because they're just so fun in Paint Tool Sci. It's just such a good program for inking. But yeah. What? Can you guys see? You guys can see everything okay, right? Is my OBS weird? On my end, I can see my camera, my chat, and my screen, so hopefully that's what you guys can see. And it looks like my bitrate is decent. Oh, I did, Amaze. I'm faster now. I posted it before you even asked your question. You just want to get on to me, that's it. I see what it is. It's like, better make sure Casey's being legit. I wonder why this has... This is kind of a cool ref, too. So here's another Dromaeosaurus skull. So Dromaeosaurus, I believe, I'm a little confused because I've heard lately that this is the animal that the Jurassic Park raptors were based on, was Dromaeosaurus. Like Dromaeosaurids are like a category of what we would call raptors. A velociraptor is a dromaeosaur, but like actual velociraptor, like, you know, 3 foot tall velociraptor, not the big ones. The Dromaeosaurus was a big one. So here's the skull. But in the book, at least in the version of the book that I have, there's a foreword by somebody talking about the movie Jurassic Park in the book. And they tell this story about how somebody called up Steven Spielberg and was like, hey, we found your raptor. And they were talking about Utah raptor. So there's like 2 conflicting stories about what was actually the basis of the Jurassic Park raptor. Not really sure which one. But Utah raptor is also a very large, I don't know if it's a dromaeosaur actually. And I think someone told me Utah raptor is debated. I don't know. There's a lot of things apparently that are debated in paleontology. Yeah, it is a dromaeosaur. Okay. Anyway. I don't know. Let me post really fast, guys. I apologize. Yeah, I thought they were Utahraptors too. That's what my book forward says, but that's not what I've been reading or hearing online lately. I don't know. You know what they say about the interwebs? Trust everything you read. That's what they say, right? Pretty sure. Pretty sure that's how that quote goes. You should relent more and give them fur on their cat halves too. Failure. Hold on, I missed some of your comments. Deinonychus was my favorite dromaeosaur girl, but more Raptor. That's awesome. But I guess Raptor Red made most of us fans of Red, the Utah Raptor protagonist. Yes, yes. I didn't read that until like college. Yeah, I missed that boat entirely. I would have loved that book in high school. The wyvern thing made Griffin's baby. Oh yeah, Yeekwi. I don't know how you say it. I'm sorry. My anything other than English pronunciation is terrible. I am awful at that. I have a confession to make. When making my bird dino, I've relented and given them Hey, nice. You know, it took me a while to warm up to it. I get it. I remember being kind of like, oh man, they're just big birds. Like when I was younger, and I learned that. But over time, I kind of appreciate. I don't know. There's a lot more. You can do a lot more with feathers as far as design and character recognizability. Like, there's a reason why you can't tell the raptors apart in Jurassic Park. There's not a lot you can do if they're all just, like, naked. I mean, you could do some pattern variability, which they did with blue, but it's just, you know, like, reptilian skin doesn't tend to have as much variety. Like, you can't, it's hard to tell alligators apart. You know, it's hard to tell turtles apart. But, like, birds, I feel like if you're going to give them different types of feathering, I mean, I guess birds of the same species, but that's not true, actually. I feel like I can tell my chickens apart, for sure. Because some of them have crazy feathers, some of them, even the same breed, like my Polish hens, like, some have feathers that go out, one has feathers that go back, and they're both the same species. So, I don't know, I just think there's a lot more, it's a lot easier to vary up a design with feathering, so I've warmed up to it, for sure. So Michael Crichton used Deinonychus, but made them larger. And he definitely misnamed them Velociraptor because it sounded cooler. Yeah, for sure. That part for sure. But one of the paleontologists called him back when Utahraptor was discovered. Okay, so both stories are true. It's just different ends of the story. When Utahraptor was discovered, and it was all over the news. Jurassic Park raptor found. Got it. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up, Fail. I was really confused. So the writer looked at Deinonychus, and that was what made them. Okay. I see. That makes a lot more sense. Thank you. Thank you for clearing that up. You're so knowledgeable. Alright, before I get too much more distracted, let me post now. Oops. Of course my speaker is now panicking. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's like beeping randomly, so give me 1 second, I'm gonna fix that. Hopefully it's not interrupting the song that you're hearing. I need to take these slow songs out. That's weird. Okay. Time to draw some theropods. Be your shield. No one can be found. Ouch, that was painful. Did not enjoy that sensation. Okay, I hear you, speaker. Calm down. Let's see. How do I fix this? I need a different setup for my speaker, I think. Okay. Ugh. Social media is exhausting, guys. Who invented this thing? I'm so tired of it. Oh yeah, Twitch. Ugh. You would think the little pop-up notification would be enough. Like, they wouldn't make me post a story to Twitch that I'm streaming, but apparently that's a thing now. Bonus fact. Ooh. Robert T. Backer, the painter who wrote Wrap the Red, got his book deal because Michael Crichton would always say in interviews that Dr. Alan Grant... No way! Wait, I've heard the opposite. I've heard that... Hold on. Who claimed that? Did Robert T. Baker claim that? Because I've heard that, what is his name? John Horner? Something Horner? Was actually the inspiration for Dr. Grant. There's so much misinformation around this thing. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. I have my breakfast here. Crichton has said them both. I remember him talking about Dr. Backer as a kid, but Crichton also talked a lot, so Crichton's just full of it, is what you're saying. You only need a few articles with your name to take it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Alright, let's draw, guys. I really need... Ugh. I lost the eBay bid on the new pen, so... A little bummed. I'm gonna have to... find another one. Hold on. Blow all the candles, be so shy, stay the night. Alright. Oh my. Oh, jeez. Whatever. Okay. So I don't know the name of all these dinos, I'm not gonna lie. But I do want to kind of look at different characteristics. So like at first glance, I think these all look pretty similar, right? You've got like maybe a tiny sickle claw here versus like a bigger one. But I want to point out like different, so especially when you think of like Jurassic Park raptors, right? They always have these giant hands. But like that's not true of all theropods, right? And then we've got like this one that's got like a longer, I should not use black. You can just see like the differences in like arm length. Like look at how little this guy is. Obviously the skull shape here is pretty obvious. But there's like some minor differences here too. So just kind of pay attention to the slight differences. You don't have to draw all 3 of these, just pick one to draw. But notice like maybe this eye is slightly different shape than this one. It's more oval. This one's also bigger. Looks like it has a much bigger like ratio, like orbital bone ratio to skull ratio. It's a little bit thinner here on top, while this one's kind of like bulky. This one has a slight actual down curve to it. So yeah, just kind of pick the one that you want to do. But just notice the differences. Like notice, like one thing I'm noticing is the knee is always just below where the body cavity ends, right? Like where this pubic bone is. So when I'm drawing later, I'm going to keep that in mind. But let's do some warm-up skeletal studies, shall we? And hopefully I can do a little better than this guy by the end of it. We'll see. No guarantees. No guarantees. Hold on. My music is way too loud. Probably going to get a copyright ding. There we go. Okay. You guys ready to draw some theropods? Ow. Oh, that tea is so hot. Not ready to drink. Oh. Well, it was fun tasting things before that. Ow. Ooh, I was way too excited to drink tea. I made that like an hour ago. Ah. Hold on. I gotta cool my tongue off. That hurt. Welcome to stream, guys. Casey immediately hurts herself. I think I have a cold drink somewhere. Hold on. I'm gonna grab that. Yeah, that will not burn me. Ha. Although it is kind of old. Hold on, I missed some chat here. My jeans. Put on your your shoulders, I can see. Alright, so yeah, just kind of loosely sketching this guy here. It's definitely not accurate, but I'm already learning some things. Like, it's interesting to me how far forward the shoulder goes compared to like the hadrosaurs we've been drawing, that we were drawing yesterday. Like, you can even see, well, maybe that's a bad example. Like, look at the, I should say quadrupeds, I guess, but look at the, I can't draw on it. Anyway, you can see the angle of the shoulder is a lot more, like, a little more up and down, versus this animal. Like, its shoulder is not drawable. There you go. It's like almost, it's just like a much more steep angle, I guess. And so that, I'm sure it's like part of why they tuck their little wing hands back that way. But it's interesting to note. Just a change. Let's see. Fun fact, when Raptor Red went out of print, we made an offer. Oh, wait. You made an offer to buy the rights? That's cool. It didn't go anywhere, but suddenly the audiobook came back in print. Nice. Yeah, I'd call that a win for sure. I suspect if a new publisher sends a letter asking if your book is out of print, your old publisher has to put some edition back in print or revert the rights. Oh, interesting. Frustrating that everyone wanted to read Raptor Red and it wasn't an ebook. Yeah. So when I read Raptor Red, yeah, it basically, I just kind of used the extended library search, I think, to find a library that had it somewhere. I still think about the scene in there talking about smelling flowers for the first time. It's like, oh, this new thing has evolved called flowers. I don't know. I still remember as just that's a very like clear scene in my head for some reason. Just don't think about a dinosaur, at least I didn't at that time, think about dinosaurs having those kinds of experiences, but I guess that's true. You'd probably be like, what's this? I'm curious. I mean, dogs do that. And I travel there by train. And I might actually pull up a modern theropod to study some of the feet. Because I feel like I draw dinosaur feet okay sometimes, but I feel like I'm probably not, I don't think I've actually studied like an ostrich or a cassowary foot in a while. And I think that would be helpful for me. Okay, here we have our skeletal study. Forgot to set my timer again. I'm going to set that right now. Actually, I don't have that on my computer. Shoot. My other computer has a little very handy clock timer thing for when I'm working. Ooh, that cantaloupe may not have been good. Oh, is this the design you were talking about, Amaze? The one that you put in ArtShare? That's super cool. Alright, let's pull up a skull. Wait, where's my... There it is. Called them Teruve? Nice. Fun name. I'll put my lines on that layer, apparently. Okay, we'll just keep that up then. I might pull up a couple of different theropod skulls here. I'm definitely going to go much faster than I have on my other skulls this week. This is just to get an idea of, like, mostly where's the jaw hinge compared to the eye. You know, where, like, what is, like, this curve right here I'm interested in. I want to make sure that I draw that when I do the mouth, you know. I might actually just do a quick little practice sketch using this to make an actual theropod face. I do like it's interesting to note kind of the way the teeth are. Like, they're kind of staggered. It's interesting. I wonder if that's like, I wonder if that's in like growing at different stages maybe, or if it's just like a serrated map. Which is how it's supposed to be. I don't know, so many questions. Okay, so if I was gonna actually draw an animal. Hold on. I do the same thing I just did. Sorry, just thought about something funny. Okay. So if I was gonna slap some skin on this guy. Excuses that we made. I wonder why. There's like certain things going on with the skull here that I wonder if it has significance. Like, I'm noticing this line right here, it almost, like, it reminds me of a beak a little bit, and so I'm wondering if there was like some kind of thing on it, you know? And the sun's beating down, blame it on me. I don't know. Cold in the carnival, seeing the gypsies roll, what you waiting for? When all that's low, blame it on me. I wonder if they had cheeks. Like, how far back do I make this line go, you know? I'm just gonna cover it up with feathers, because I don't know. We're just gonna put feathers there. It's the real grass of the of the dromaeosaur face. Or whatever, I don't even know what kind of dino this is. I'm not good enough to be able to tell. But like, I like to pay attention to the edges of bones and kind of where they are, because this, I'm assuming it's where muscle attachments happen, but it can also show me like where to put the definition of the jaw, you know? Like, maybe I'll do some extra feathers here because that would probably stick out a little bit, and if there was feathering, it would kind of push it out slightly. That's what I would think, anyway. Just another reason why these things are helpful. So just imagine like how muscle would attach to these, and you can use your, you know, I haven't found one yet, but I'm sure there's like a muscle, let's see, just do dromaeosaur muscle image search. Yeah, so it kind of, here's a good one, perfect. very simplified. But here's a good drawing of what's going on above the bone level, but still under the skin. Just to give you an idea of, put that in Discord as well. And if anyone is needing these references, I'm not sure, probably most of you know, but you can go to my Discord, I'm dropping references in there. I've also got a Pinterest board right there that you can go find what you're looking for. I haven't penned all of these images I'm finding yet, but I will after stream. Especially since this afternoon we got to design a dinosaur, so I'm going to need him again, you know? Let's do that. Dinosaur, dinosaur. Wow, I made that so small that I can't see it. Hold on. I might just have to open this on a new page. It's so big. Okay, cool. So yeah, you can see like where this artist anyway has attached the muscles, and a lot of this, like some of it's obviously speculative, but I think we can make pretty educated guesses based on like what's going on. This is probably based on like bird musculature, which we do know for a fact, and probably some lizard in there too. It's cool to see it from the top. Very helpful. So generally with this stuff, if you're not used to looking at musculature, the white areas are usually like tendons or kind of like fatty areas. And then the reddish is obviously the actual muscle. So this is where you would be seeing, you know, like when you're drawing your animal, you would probably see the muscle definition there, maybe a little bit here. I kind of made that line go too far, but you guys understand what I'm saying. You know, here's the hip bone kind of sticking up right there. Arm. So anyway, helpful stuff, helpful stuff. Always don't be afraid to consult these things. It's not a weakness. There's definitely like a weird subculture of the art world that's like takes weird pride in not using references to draw. And I think you're just limiting yourself. You're keeping yourself at an earlier stage of artistic development if you don't use references. It's kind of goofy. It's a very high school mentality that I think, since a lot of people get into art at that age, that it's really hard to break that habit of thinking that's somehow like bragging rights, like, oh, I drew this without reference. When really all that is like, you know, those are kids that were very, usually the people saying that are like kids at that time that were very advanced, and so they were at a point where they no longer needed reference to do some things, whereas, you know, if you're just starting out, you might think, oh, that's a mark of a good artist, is somebody who doesn't use reference. It's like, no, they don't need the reference because they've already done the work earlier. Anyway, don't be afraid to do it, is what I'm trying to say. Reference is gonna make you a good artist. Oops, and I just realized, Casey, always drawing on the wrong layer, guys. So frustrating. One of these days, one of these days. But anyway, looking at this, I can see like the muscle for the neck is attaching to this high bone right here. So I'm gonna change up kind of how I'm illustrating that part to kind of indicate that muscle slightly. And your feathering doesn't have to be, like, I'm doing pretty big feathers, relatively speaking, on this raptor, but you certainly don't have to. Forget about me. And I like to kind of imagine that this part is still pretty bare, kind of the beak area. And then kind of puffs up as it gets, kind of like birds, you know? That's just my personal preference. Does not mean it's accurate. And remember your scaling, right? The feathers at the front are gonna be, it's like scales. Like, so this is gonna be on top of this one, on top of this one, on top of this one. So don't, like, I don't even know how you would do it the other way. Yeah, just, yeah, keep that stuff in mind, since we did study, you know, birds of prey. It's got some similar similar things going on. You prefer doing muscle anatomy to skeletal, do you? Yeah, it's a lot easier to see the form, right? Because I mean, if you were to overlay a skeleton on this, you're not getting all this information. It's a lot easier to see what purpose things serve. Whereas if you're just looking at the skeleton, it's kind of harder. I mean, this is not too bad because it kind of outlines the shape for you and kind of implies the musculature. So it gives you some information there. But it's interesting to me to note, like, okay, the reason the tail is shaped like this is that the muscles are attaching to this bone right here. So it keeps me from doing like this shape. You know, I have a tendency, because I really like hadrosaurs, and they have a very long structures, these pelvic and pubic bones. I forget the names of them. And so I tend to do tails that show well past the back leg when I'm drawing. But that's a hadrosaur thing, you know, that's not a theropod thing. See, like, right, this is what I'm talking about. See how far back this goes? So you end up seeing a lot more of the underside, like the undercarriage of the animal on this creature, and even this one, same thing. But not so with theropods, and I need to keep that in mind. Like, these are the things that I'm noticing that I need to adjust. And that's how I make my work better in the future, and that's how in the future, when I start to draw one, I can remind myself, like, oh, you know, remember, Casey, instead of drawing your, like, every single dinosaur like this, which is what I like doing, it's a very hadrosaur shape, just remember, like, shoulders are up here, like we just learned, and then this is actually quite small. And the leg kind of covers up a lot of that. It's going to look more accurate. It's like, oh, that looks way more raptor-like. And the reason I can do that is that I literally just refreshed my memory on it and kind of rebuilt part of my visual library in my head of like what things look like and where things go. So, yeah. And that doesn't mean you can't stylize, obviously. Like, you can make those decisions to change stuff for the sake of a design, but it's really important to just know what it's supposed to look like, you know, so you can adjust things. It's just gonna look more accurate, you know? Right. See, like, I'm already seeing, well, granted, I haven't, whatever this creature is, I think is probably a different type of raptor. It's probably one of these. It's got a narrower face than this guy down here. It's a little more Jurassic Parky. But yeah, all right, let's do another one. I'm gonna switch gears. We're gonna get away from, at least I'm gonna get away from raptors for a second. I would like to draw a different kind of theropod. Let's do, who do I want to draw? Ooh, let's do one of these crazy horned theropods, because those are kind of fun. There's like Ceratosaurus. There's the crazy one that's got the weird sail on his back. I don't know. I feel like that had to be a support structure for something. Like, why else would that evolve? Did you guys know what I'm talking about? Concavenator, I think? Oops, that was a YouTube video. Hold on. I don't want to click a YouTube video. Look at this guy. Have you guys seen this before? I feel like I almost want to take this and just play with the shape. Maybe I'll design one of these and I'll later today, and just kind of play with like what this could have been for. Like, was this attached somehow? Was there like a sail structure here? Maybe there was like a, I don't know. I need to look at the bones to know what it looks like underneath there. But like, what if there was like, what if it was actually like this? Or like, what if it had just like a humpback, and, you know, and this was just the bone, and maybe there was like a bunch of muscle there or something. I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. I don't really understand this dinosaur shape. Like, it feels like this should have a function that I just don't quite grasp. I don't know. Like, maybe something was up tall, you know, like maybe it had spikes on top of it or something. I don't know. This always sits weird with me. Like, what is this space for? Like, things don't evolve for no purpose. I don't know. This drives me a little bit bonkers, I'm not gonna lie. I don't understand it. Yeah, well, you know, if you were to look at, like, a lot of creatures just skeletally, you'd see a lot of weird shapes like this, but it's kind of like the manatee problem, right? Like, if you look at those... Sorry, I'm gonna nerd out on skeletons for a second, guys. Like, manatees, if you had never seen a manatee in your life, I'm sure I've done this before, so bear with me. But if you had just no concept of what a manatee was, like what it actually looked like, and all you found in the fossil record was this, you know how you would imagine a manatee? You would imagine it to be like, maybe it's got a horn and like, you know, like maybe this is what it looks like. You know, this is how we draw dinosaurs, right? Like, we don't know what the soft tissue looks like. You'd be like, well, it has no feet, so it must just have this weird tail that it swims with. Maybe it's got like a fish tail on the end, or like it's clearly an aquatic mammal of some kind because there's no way this would survive on land. But like at most, I just feel like you just wouldn't understand what a manatee was, you know? Like, and so when I look at, you know, it just looks wrong, right? Like, we know that that's not what a manatee looks like. Obviously a manatee, if you've never seen a manatee before, they're a lot more like this, you know? They got these big paddle tails and like these big arms that just have these big, you know, everything's a paddle and soft and squishy and nice. They're just so sweet. Like, when I look at dinosaurs like this, I'm like, there's something going on in the soft tissue. There has to be. Because, like, what purpose? What purpose does that serve? I don't know. It just kind of, I don't know. There's probably research done on this that I just haven't read, and so I'm just being emphatic for no reason, and I need to go and look at it. But there has to be something going on here. You know, like, I don't know. Anyway. Maybe I'll play with that later today when we get back on stream. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk about manatees, guys. It's very theropod of me. Very on task. Wait, they have manatees crawling up into their yards to eat rose bushes? I mean, sure they can go on land, but they just, like, clearly it's not made for land, is what I'm trying to say. It looks like a two-seater dinosaur. Yeah, it's a crazy skeleton. Can't wait for the stream where you do manatee-inspired aquatic dragons. Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun. Manatees are so adorable. How does a manatee eat a rose bush? That sounds painful. Anyway, let's draw. I was gonna draw a different theropod. That's right. That's what we're doing. I'll try not to go on a manatee rant again. You're right, Amaze. I do need a rant redeem. However, here's some ideas that people have, right, of like what this could be for. Like, because people, like, you know, people are talking about this, right? Like, here's what I kind of lean this way. Whoops. I feel like it's got to be some kind of a skin structure over it. Quills. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Ah, managed to mute just in time. I don't know. It's just it's a weird one. It's a weird one for sure. And then of course you have the, like, maybe it's a sail, you know, like maybe kind of like I kind of like that one too. Like, it's like a display feature, and that's just the bone support for it, but maybe there's, like, you know, kind of like a Dimetrodon or something. Or a Spinosaur. Except for those were bones. Like, we know that that's what the shape of that was. But anyway, just something to think about. Like, we'll play more with this later today. I gotta get back on task. But told myself I was gonna actually stay on task this stream and do the things I set out to do. So... on that note, let's do Cryolophosaurus, maybe? Hold on. There's some really cool theropods that have lots of, like, bony structures that you can play with on their heads. The Jurassic Park version, that's silly. So yeah, here's a great example of what I'm talking about here. So we have Cryolophosaurus, which has this, like, bony ridge basically on its brow, and it's like, okay, was this a support structure for something, or was this just like a bony, kind of like a cassowary, right? Here, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. And so there's all kinds of different artistic interpretations of this, right? Like you've got just the basic, sorry for the blood, guys. Like, oh, this is just like a ridge on its face, right? All the way to people who have really exaggerated it and kind of turned it into, especially Jurassic Park, of course, perpetually exaggerating. Shoot, where was the good one I saw? Oh, here's a cute sticker. I really like this. It's obviously stylized, but that's a cool one. Here's a cool one. I kind of want to play with it being attached to something. Like, what if there's something behind it, you know? Like something that it's supporting. Anyway, some of these are not very well on model. Here's a fun one. Okay. So yeah, as you're drawing, feel free to play with that stuff too. That's all I'm trying to say. I want to do a Ceratosaurus. I like the horny bones on that one. It's got lots of fun ridges. So here's the bone I'll be working from. Wow, I opened so many images just now. Welcome to why it takes me a million years to do anything once I'm on Pinterest. I'm gonna do this guy. I'm gonna find a skeleton. Oops, not the link. Copy the image. There we go. And then here is a full body. I'll go ahead and put that here. Why does it never copy into this when I ask it to? Don't understand. Wow, I opened so many pictures. Oh, jeez. Sorry, guys. I know that was kind of a rambling, ranting time. Yeah, these things are mysteries, guys. I don't understand. Concavinator. I forgot about that already. I do like this art, though. I don't know who did this, but well done. This is hilarious. That's funny. I'll have to play with that one today. I'll put that on the list for this evening's stream. I do like that interpretation. Okay. Where did it go? I pasted the skeleton. Let's try it one more time. Okay, we're in this screen and we're hitting B. Why does it always work randomly? I just want things to work consistently. Is that... I feel like I'm asking too much. Clearly. Alright. Copyright Scott Hartman. Thank you, Scott Hartman, not only for your work, but for actually having your source easily found so that I can credit you for this lovely illustration of what this looks like. Oh, hi! Sorry, I was not paying attention to chat. Iago... Iagomcor? Iagom? I like your name, but I don't know how to say it, but welcome. Happy to have you. They're endangered. It's legal to go in the water with manatees. Yeah, it is. Manatees aren't... Let's see. They can devour a head in a single chomp. Heads of lettuce. Well, that's funny. I know there's an ad, so I'm going to respond to that with a chortle in chat. There we go. Oh, it's an L. Lagomcor. Okay. Sorry, I know there's an ad. Thanks for sticking through the ads, guys. I'm not sure if you're being hit with that, but I'll wait till the ad breaks over before I chit-chat some more to you. Okay, I would like to draw this man. Enzy, hello! Twitch's choice of font. Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh. I have a story about that in 20 seconds when the ad break is over. You got no ad! Oh, nice. Okay, I wonder how you avoided the ad. I don't understand how the ads work. Charlie's Dragon was explaining it to me yesterday, and I didn't understand, really. I pretended like I did. I mean, I kind of got it. It was like something about the ratio of like planned ads like these to like ads when people first enter a stream. Like sometimes they happen right away when you enter the stream and sometimes they don't. It just depends on your ad breaks, I guess. Like how many you've had or something. Anyway, well, I'm glad you don't have it. And we're out of the ad break, so hopefully it doesn't smack you here in a second. You love paleo art. Oh, thank you for the follow. Did you follow? I didn't hear my alert go off. Did it go off? Aw, thank you. I'm so sorry I didn't acknowledge that. My alerts must be down. I've been having issues with my stream setup lately. It should have gone off. Maybe it was just really quiet. Hey NZ, welcome, welcome. Let's see, Lagom Core. We were just ranting about. The alert went off and everything. Why didn't I hear it? I'm so sorry. I need to turn up my alert volume clearly. Because I haven't been hearing them lately. I'll make sure to do that after stream. So my username actually used to be KCL Snow, because I just wanted to have my name be my username, but Casey Snow's like taken everywhere. For some reason, there's like 3 of us, and one other Casey Snow is also on social media. It's very frustrating. So I've got just Casey Snow on some platforms, and then Casey Snow, well, it was KCL Snow, because I wanted it to be universal, and nobody had taken that. So everything I had was KCL Snow, like my Instagram, my Twitter, everything. And then I got to Twitch. And I made KCL Snow. That was my username, right? Because I just wanted my business cards to be easy. Because it looks like an I, like half the time people thought my name, my friends make fun of me for this still, people thought my username was Casey is now, because it's all lowercase and the L looked like an I. And so like half the time when I would enter someone's stream, they'd be like, Casey is now, how's it going? And I was like, this isn't gonna work. I was so upset. I was like, dang it, everything matched, it was great. I gotta change it because I just don't want that to be the misconception there. Yeah, so I feel your pain. I feel your pain on the L and the I thing, so I apologize. I apologize for adding to your pain. I'm trying to do this professionally, right? So I'm trying to be an illustrator. And, it just wasn't, like, I need, your name recognition is like your brand, basically, so. I was like, fine, I'll do Casey Snow art. I didn't like it at the time. I didn't want to have to, but, like, it just felt unprofessional somehow to me to not have my name be my handle, but that's okay. I've gotten used to it now. There hasn't been any other misunderstanding since then, so like nobody's walked around, at least as far as I've seen, going like Casey Snowwart. Like I don't know how you would mess that up, Most people, especially since I'm able to like capitalize, people can read it like Casey Snow Art. Got it. But anyway, how are you? Thanks for popping in and thanks for the follow. My other online handle is, oh shoot. Yeah, hold on. Forenged. Is that like a combination of for avenged or like forever avenged? I don't know how to say that. Yeah, that's a tough one, honestly. Forvranged. What is this? Yeah, I'm not gonna say that anymore. I don't want that to turn into a clip and haunt me for the rest of my life, so we'll just stop. Yeah, what does it mean? You're gonna have to break that one down now. Oh, okay, it's a butchered respelling of the Swedish word. Still can't pronounce it, not gonna try. What does that word mean, if I can ask? Was actually pretty close to the real word. Was it really? Forvranged? Is that how you say it? Forvranged? Huh. I kind of regret putting the first... Wait, hold on. Initials are weird for branding, at least for pen names. I kind of regret including a first K initial. I had no idea it'd throw people so much. Does it throw people? I've never had an issue with your, like... I don't feel like K-Vale is too hard to like, remember, Alright, I'm getting caught up, guys. Oh, that's right. I was gonna pull up a, like an ostrich or an emu foot. Okay, it's getting warm in here. Ugh. Finally warmed up. My tongue still hurts. You guys. Burnt my tongue like at the beginning of stream. That was so stupid. Now I have to drink this energy drink. Because it's the only thing I have that's cold. Wait, hold up. I'm the first one that got it right on my own? Oh, no way! Nice, nice, nice. That's exciting. I'm so proud of me. After my horrible attempt the first time. I feel a little better about myself. Have you guys ever looked at an ostrich foot, by the way? Like, 1, straight up dinosaur. 2, did you know they only have 2 toes? Have you ever really closely analyzed the 2-toedness that is ostrich? It's crazy. And only one of them has claws. Is that true? Hold on, I thought the other one had... Oh no, here, that one just is missing a toenail. Because they do have a little tiny toenail on the end. The outside toe. So it's the inside toe, I think, that's the big one. For, like, support. It's almost like a foot. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, that's not an ostrich foot. What? You guys, AI is ruining reference pictures. Can we just acknowledge that, please? Ugh. Okay, cassowary foot. Satisfying. It's kind of interesting because you can see a similar structure in the cassowary. Like it's got that one really large toe thing going on. But the ostrich foot is so interesting. It's like an emu foot. I bet they're similar too. Ooh, that's a good dinosaur foot. Yikes. Ooh, yeah. Wow. This is how I want to draw dinosaur feet for the rest of my life. Look at this thing. I've never seen anything that says dinosaur more than that. It's very cool. Okay, I think I'm going to study this one, actually. I do like the other ones. Maybe an ostrich foot, too. There's a lot of fun shapes in those, but this is the one I'm going to draw. So, I know I'm supposed to be drawing the whole dinosaur, but this is part of improvement, right? Let's do that really fast. I'm gonna go fast, but I do want to look at it a bit. Are you an artist? Shoot, I don't, let's see. Lagom Core is way easier to say. I'm so glad. For a second I panicked because I was like, shoot, how do I say his name again? And then I remembered, oh, that was the other screen name. Perfect. I can handle that. I really want to keep that. It's taking up space. Alright. Let's draw a dino foot. Oh, here, sorry Discord. Sorry Discord. Here's a dino foot. Before you get mad at me. You know you can always do your own references too. Ostrich feet are weird. Are you Swedish? Oh, you're both Swedish! Aw, look at that! Swedish friends. Swedish high five. So I get K. Oh, I see. I see. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I never thought about that. Is it like your middle initial or something? Or is it just random? Hold on. Distributors bookstore sometimes have a middle name field and sometimes don't. So sometimes K.Vale is a first name and sometimes it's just K. Oh, wow. Have a middle name option that doesn't display. Interesting, interesting. I mean, you can always, like... I feel like you can always, like, change... You can always, like, change your pen name, can't you? Or is that too much of a pain from the, like, name recognition side? Like, why not just drop the K? And just do Vale... without the K. Is it just, it must just be too much of a hassle at this point. You're a game artist. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, negative I to field. The other one I've heard is typing this Google string. So if anyone else is having trouble, because the big boom happened in 2022. I mean, it was happening before that, but like it was smaller. Like the data sets got publicly released in like late 21. Early 22. So if you search before 2021, like put that in your search and then put whatever you're searching for in parentheses, it'll seriously lower the amount of results you get that are AI. I just always forget to. I wonder if there's a way to set it to automatically just filter things from before that time period. Yeah, I don't know if you use Twitter. I put, you certainly don't have to, but, on my Twitter, I reposted something that someone had like a whole, like it's like the negative AI, the before 2021, And also like minus prompt is another one. But it's just a few tweets down from my most recent one. So if you need to save that for reference, you can find it there. I should probably put that on Instagram too. I'm always looking for Instagram post ideas. So something I really like, darn, my voice is already going today. It's really annoying. Anyway, something I really like about this specifically is how you can see the scales on the toes. Like not only the shape of the toes, right, because they have this nice webbing in between and you can see the toe pads really nicely. But just like you can see how the scales start out like kind of bigger toward the claw, and then they kind of get like cascadingly smaller as you get further away. Especially right here, it's really obvious. So you've got the small bar, bigger bar, and it's kind of interesting to me to see like the scale size disparity between like those scales. Sorry, I gotta stop using black on this. Oh my gosh. There we go. Like these scales here versus like these little tiny guys. Like look how little. All the ones like, I would think it'd be more like this, right? But it almost seems like this is like almost like a bird callus, right? Because they're kind of bigger still down here where the toe is hitting the ground. I wonder if that's like turning into a different type of like foot padding scale. But I would almost expect them to be like that everywhere, you know, like to be bigger and then get cascadingly smaller. But that's not the case. It's like this really stark, just like interesting things to note like that, you know. Again, not to keep evangelizing the benefits of reference, guys, but this will make your dinosaur art will be better for reference. So what kind of game stuff do you work on? Like, tell us, if you have time, tell us about yourself. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And I know a lot of people aren't using Twitter. But I didn't mean for a follow, just if you wanted to go check it out and like see, like save that post. I think it should be public. But that's fair if you're like, if you just don't want to get on Twitter. I also understand. I have had to force myself to keep using, and well, even to try using Twitter, because quite frankly, I've never been a big Twitter user. I just don't have time for social media most of the time. I'm trying to come up with like a better plan of action this year to make me able to post more regularly, and some of it is helpful to be doing these warm-up streams because it gives me things to post. Number one, like I can always post a sketch, and I can always say like, hey, this thing is happening. But like I have a part-time job that takes up a lot of my time. And so it's like the days that I work at my job, I like don't have time to get on. Like I'm not home until late, and by the time I'm home, I'm tired and I just want to go to bed. Like, I don't know. So after I finish, I have another task I have to do after this. And it's like deadline is like today. So I gotta get that done. But as soon as I finish that, the only other thing I'm gonna work on today is like post scheduling. I'm gonna try to schedule out some posts on social media for next month, and we'll see how that goes. I don't know if you guys use any post schedulers, but I found one called Buffer, and then I found another one called, what is it called? Metricool, I think. And between the two of them, I should be able to cross-post on like pretty much every platform. They don't have Blue Sky yet on either of those. I'm hoping they get it on Buffer soon, because I'd like to have Buffer be my like Twitter, Blue Sky, Mastodon one. It's like all the Twitter alternatives can be on that one, and then like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, like all that stuff can be on Metricool because it has all of those supports. Anyway, I think that would help me a lot, because then I could just like hop into things and not have to worry too much about taking up so much time every day before I do anything. Okay, anyway, enough about social media. So for this one, it's kind of interesting to note where things are in relation to these horns, right? And we don't really know, like for all we know, this is a keratin sheath, like a cassowary, so it could be that it's like much taller on top. Something to keep in mind for later today if you decide to design a soar with this creature. It'd be kind of fun. Also, another interesting thing to note, well, I don't know, maybe it's still the same. I just noticed this bone right here. Why can I never pick a good color? This bone goes really far back, a little bit more so than the It's just longer than these tiny theropods, but it's still really close to the leg, so you're still not going to see that much of it. So I can, knowing what I know about the muscles, the muscles, I wish I had done that ironically, but that was just a slip up. Should not have admitted that. Anyway, it's still not going that much farther past the leg. It's still not like a hadrosaur, right? Like way back here. Got that slanty shoulder still, although a little bit more up and down actually, which is fun. I wonder if these creatures ever got on all fours. Probably not, because this does not look like a load-bearing. This would not be strong enough to really support them, I don't think. They can't, like, probably can't push up their body with this giant bulk on these little tiny arms. Probably break their arm trying to do that. Alright, sorry. People often associate scales with reptiles with birds. Yeah, they do. I found out casino slot games, not so. Hey, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Dinosaur. Yeah, we're doing a Dinosaur stream this afternoon at 4. So I'm actually going to be getting off here in just a little bit. This is just a warm-up sketch session. I'm supposed to be sketching for 30 minutes, but I sometimes get rambly. It just happens, you know. But, you know. But that's okay. If you decide you want to sketch, the whole idea of this, can I call you Lago? What do you prefer? Lagum Core? I'm not sure how you prefer to be called, but, the whole purpose of this is, like, even if you're not an artist, but you've always kind of wanted to get better, or just, like, learn how to draw, I'm trying to, like, invite people of every skill level to be a part of this, right? So it doesn't matter. Why is it? Oh. You guys, if I don't stop having tech issues. We're just kind of talking, like, breaking down the sketching process and the drawing process. So, like, what I've been telling people is don't get overwhelmed by, like, all the details and things like this. What we're trying to look for when we look at these is form, right? So you're like, here's this shape of the head. Here's this, like, bean shape for the body, right? You can also even break it down a little further. Like, we got these big muscle groups and bone groups here. And then you're just kind of, like, connecting them, right? And you can do things like look for the curvature of the spine is a good indicator of, like, form. So if I were just trying to learn how to sketch, maybe, I would probably start with, like, that as a guideline, you know? And then just kind of attach the bits. So I see the curve goes down here and then goes back up, so right where it goes back up, that is where I'm going to draw that shoulder shape. So it's like I'm just laying out the plan of where things go, right? Actually, I didn't do a very good job of drawing that correctly. I tend to start with shapes first and then do my motion lines, but everyone's brain works a little differently, so find out what works for you. And then just kind of, you know, fill in the rest. Paying attention to, the curve of the neck here is going to match the curve of the spine, and that makes sense because it's sheathed in muscle, which creates that form. And yeah, we're just talking about how to train your observational skills so that when you do go to draw from imagination, you already have that, like, foundational, like, this is where things go, and this is what it looks like underneath, and this is why I'm making the decisions that I'm making with this character design or this creature design or this human design, like. Anyway, so if you'd like to draw along, you're more than welcome to. You certainly don't have to, but if you do draw and you want to share it, I always encourage anyone who wants to share. I think it's kind of like an accountability thing, too, for people who are wanting to improve their drawing skills. If you have people you're showing it to, it means they kind of are keeping up with your progress. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, that tends to motivate me to want to actually, like, keep up with it. So anyway, that's the whole point of these. We do these Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because those are the days I'm not at my part-time job. So those are my studio days when I'm working on my illustration stuff. And this is just how I like to warm up to start my day. A lot of issues people have with drawing is like, oh, I just don't know what to draw. Like, I look at this blank piece of paper and I just feel, like, overwhelmed. Like, plenty of artists feel that way. Excuse me. And I know for me, when I feel like that, drawing quickly from reference, even if it's just like, I'm going to draw this box of cantaloupe or whatever, even just starting with some kind of referential drawing can really kind of wake up. So sorry, guys. My voice is just not with it lately. I don't mean to sound like a grandma, I just do. but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. So anyway, if you want to join in, or if anybody watching wants to join in, you are always welcome. But of course, just hanging out and chatting is good too. You're being good accountability for the people who are trying to work on that. So all attendance types are appreciated. You're walking home in the dark at the moment? Oh my gosh, be safe. Ah. Oh, hey, Slappy Salamander. ISP issues? What does that mean? Hold on. What did I miss? Meeting time, cheers. Hey, yeah, thanks for hanging out, Vale. Have a good meeting. As an animator. Me too, NZ. I wanted to be an animator back in the day. And then I realized animation is a huge burnout career. I'm doing well, Sloppy. How are you? You missed my manatee rant. Amaze says I need to have a rant alert. A rant alert redeem, because I tend to go off on tangents. I don't feel like I used to be that way, but maybe I've always been that way and I just wasn't aware of it until I started streaming. How are you doing? How's your day going? Hope it's going well. Just wrapping up this Theropod study session. That looks really funny. I do not like the way that I drew that at all, but that's okay. Feels wrong somehow. What did I do wrong here? Let's look at this. Is it the ankle? Is it the feet? I think it was the feet. I think I messed up the bird foot. Yeah, I think I didn't do this part. Maybe? I don't know. Still looks weird. Probably too big of an arm. Like his little fourth disappearing finger right there. Very nice. Alright, what other, let's see. I've got maybe, we're going to say 20 more minutes. So do you guys have a theropod that you would like to see drawn? Otherwise, I'm just going to go hunting for one more reference here. We'll revisit these guys probably for the Dinosaur. Let's be real. Most people like designing the toothy guys. So we'll probably be doing that, or at least I will. You guys can design what you want, obviously. I'll be playing with probably theropods. I like the idea of adding spikes to these guys for sure. But it'll be fun to design our own dino. Play with what we've learned this week. Find some fun references. Let's see. Hanging in there. My modem is currently putting out 0%. Oh, I'm so sorry. The ISP can't tell me why. Oh, internet service provider. I see. Gotcha. I'm sorry. That's a bummer. I was having some upload issues last week. So like all my streams were super laggy and I had to turn the bitrate down to like 1,000 kilobytes per second instead of 6,000, which is what it's always been. It's doing better today. I've got it set to 4,000, I think. I don't think my frame drop's as bad as it was last night, but it's been rough. It's really, internet issues are frustrating, especially when you're relying on what you're doing, you know? Also very bright, sorry. I promise I'm not a ghost, guys. There we go. Cliche, but how about Microraptor? That's not cliche. We haven't done one. Mayap? What is that? You're gonna have to let me... Sloppy, I'm not as well versed as you are. What is a Mayap? I have no idea what that is. I typed it in. No idea. Mayap dinosaur. Okay, let's see. What is this? It's actually called a myap. How do you say that? That sounds wrong. Interesting. I don't know how... This... Okay, I have questions. I have questions about this kind of a dinosaur. Because, like, it looks like we've only found bits. We found part of the chest cavity, right? And bits of the tailbone, and bits of the neck, and, like, an upper vertebrae. But how on earth do you know how to draw the rest of it? Like, why are its claws so big? Do we have claws of this? I'm so confused about this animal. Tell me more about this. Because, like, the drawing, is that just because we think it's related to a theropod that does have really big claws? But then how do we know it's not one of those? These are the questions I always have about paleontology. Interesting, interesting. Tell me more. Tell me more about this. Call me Clish. Yeah, let's do a Microraptor while I'm learning about them. My-eep. Oh, okay. My-eep. Seems like a spelling error there. May represent the largest megaraptoroid known from South America and possibly the world. Cool. Single species, known from an incomplete, disarticulated skeleton. Yeah, like, how do you know it's not just a big version of something already found there? These are the questions. I love that we have a name for a group of dinos that definitely would entice an 8-year-old, yeah. For sure. Megaraptoroid. They think it's a type of megaraptor, so it's constructed with a body shape similar to megaraptors. Okay. But, like, I guess I just don't understand the tendency to just jump into naming a new species. Like, it seems like that's just going to create more paperwork later if you find out, okay, this was actually just like an adult insert megaraptor. You know? I don't get it. I mean, I guess I get it, because egos are a thing, and people like to say they discovered a dinosaur, I suppose. But surely that's not the only reason. Funky disco legs. I don't know what you mean. Let me look at a Microraptor really fast. Microraptor. So, Maze, we were talking about this. Here's what they think Microraptor probably looked like, because they found feather cells that show the color of this creature. So they think it's very crow-like. So you were asking earlier about, like, okay, feathers, but can I make them black? You absolutely can. I mean, technically you could anyway, but... Microraptor. He's so little. Look at this little 5-centimeter bar. So tiny. So little. Funky disco legs. That's funny. Yeah. We can do a Microraptor. And I guess my other question, Slappy, is like how... Oh, there's an ad break, sorry. They just can't resist the urge. Bit of iridescence, nice, nice. Yeah. I don't know the exact details of its discovery, but there are plenty of things that could tell a team it's not another of an existing species. The layer of stone it's found in, that's true, could tell the most from much earlier or later. That's true. I guess I'm not thinking about stratigraphic data, so that's true. Okay, fair enough. I just don't know enough about the circumstances of the discovery probably to make that call. It's just, like, at first blush, obviously, it confuses me, because I'm just like, this, like, it's so few distinctive bones. I don't know. It's just interesting. It could have been found in an entirely different place, true, which would make it a different species. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's true. That's probably a lot of it, I suppose. Interesting, interesting. I mean, yeah, I forget just how much time we're talking when we talk about how long ago dinosaurs lived and how far apart they were from each other. Okay. Let's sketch one. We'll do a Megaraptor and a Microraptor. How about that? So like at what point is it a Megaraptor versus like a just like a no longer a rat, like a small, I don't know. Is it just size? These are the questions. Oh, this is interesting. Here's 2 Megaraptors. So the name itself is misleading. Because if that's a Megaraptor, so what makes it a Megaraptor must be... Is it the sickle claw in the hand instead of the foot? Or like this little backwards dew claw? It's a fun name, for sure. Alright. Let's see. I think I looked at a lot of Microraptors when designing. Yeah, probably. I can definitely see that. Definitely right that none of the bones are covered seem especially diagnostic. Yeah, it's like there's just not a lot of distinctiveness to any of those bones. Like with this one, you've got, you know, like this, you'd have to have found a skull like that. The bones originally had separate numbers, but have referred to this. The regular skull shows some missing portions have been filled in by other. So this was the first one ever found, I assume? And then they've filled in the rest with other specimens. So I'm assuming over time, it's like a big puzzle, right? You eventually find all the pieces and you like put them together somehow. I still don't super understand how you can tell like this kind of a vertebrate. Like how do you know this is a I don't know. This probably has to do like with what you said, location and place in the rock. As far as like time. It's complex. I'll just draw them. I'm not gonna worry about the other stuff right now. But like even with this, it's like, okay, at least you have parts of the skull, so you can tell certain things about, you know, about the animal. Like to make it distinctive from something. But like, I feel like just finding vertebrae, like a few vertebrae and like some rib bones, just doesn't feel like enough. I don't know. Alright, let's draw one though. Megaraptor, and then I'll draw a little Microraptor, and then I'm gonna have to head off for a bit, but I'll be back on later. We're gonna be doing a Dinosaur stream at 4. It's all in the attitude. If you're just confident enough, you can totally sell any dinosaur. There's probably some truth to that. Alright, here's a good Megaraptor skeleton. I'm gonna just assume they're pretty similar. Composite Megaraptor. Yeah, let's do the composite one. So I'm assuming this is like collected from all the Megaraptor types that we've found, and I'll put this in Discord if anyone needs it. And then we'll get a little Microraptor going too. Come on, Clip Studio, why are you being a poo-poo head? Zoom out. I actually kind of think it's not Clip. I'm starting to think my keyboard, because my mouse has been weird too. I'm starting to think there's some issues. As always, it wouldn't be January 2024 without some tech issues, guys. Come on, there you go. Yeah, I think that's not Clip. That's my keyboard. All right. It is interesting to note the similarities, though, between... Okay, gotta remember my own advice. Hold on. I'm gonna focus here. Yeah, like there's less curvature in the spine here than there was in the little raptors, which is kind of interesting. Much bigger sail type thing. Yeah, it is a wireless. It's a Bluetooth. Hey, Jufer! Thanks for popping back in. Good to see ya. I love the wings because it's such a fun solution to what fantasy creature design rarely seems to do, with several sets of wings. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Big and fairly robust arms with huge claws. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think we all know what truly separates Microraptors from Megaraptors. It's all attitude. Today, like I'm gonna draw like a little Microraptor. Like today, I woke up a Megaraptor. Megaraptor attitude. Microraptor package. I love the idea that my crafters have the same widths as modern corvids. Yeah. Oh, for sure. It really does seem like... Isn't there some... There are some ways to kind of intuit which dinosaurs had what kind of intelligence just based on like brain case, like capacity, right? And aren't there there's some markers for intelligence that you can get from a bone, which is so cool. That we know enough about bones to like, and we've studied that enough to be able to kind of draw some conclusions that are relatively backed up by science. It's neat, very neat. All right, that is not proportionate. Hold on, doing the hadrosaur thing again. Let's not do that. I still don't understand these floating bones in the body. What did someone call them the other day? It was like something with a G. Like these little tummy bones. Do birds have those? I feel like fish have those. Or at least they seem to have a lot of bones that I have to pick off whenever I'm eating a fish. I somehow made this bigger as I drew, so I'm gonna have to fix the proportions here for a second. I'm not sure about those proportions, but sorry, I had to like think about the neck sculpturally because I was having trouble. I'm a lot better at 3D form, I think, a lot of times. Helps me think about it, if I can think about it spatially. I put the hip probably a little too far forward there. That's okay. Wait, did I draw this on the wrong layer? Again. Shoot. Where is it? Dang it. No, it's on the right layer. What? You guys, if my technology does not stop doing this, I'm just gonna go lay on the couch and take a nap, I think. I might just give up for the day. Tablet pen, don't you start. I really need to get a new tablet pen. Not because there's anything wrong with this one, but I'm down to one. I don't have a backup tablet anymore because my other pen from Tues broke. Like tore up my Tues trying to test it. But they're so expensive. They're like $70 to get a new one. So I've been trying to find a used one. So if anyone knows anybody who's got an extra Tues 4 sitting around that has a pen that works, hasn't used it, isn't planning on using it, maybe is selling it, I just need the pen. Or if somebody upgraded recently from a Cintiq, say a 22 HD, like it's just the Wacom grip pen is the one that works with the Cintiq and the Tues. I know I could probably upgrade to like a newer pen, and it'd probably be better, but I just sometimes, they say they're backwards compatible, but every once in a while I've tried to use a backwards compatible thing and it like doesn't work quite as well in the old one for some reason. I get a little nervous about entrusting that. Alright, there's our, what did you call it, a Megaraptor? Not what you called it, but what it actually is. Sloppy Salamander did not name this creature. Alright, let's do a little Microraptor and then I gotta probably head off. Let's see. By the way, oh, I'm behind on chat. I'm sorry, hold on. I love the idea. That's your headcanon? Yeah, perfect. Is it wireless? Yeah. Okay, I'm not as far behind as I thought. Today I was thinking about how to spice up a doodle dragon I made, and then the word feathers just popped in my head. Yay! That's awesome! I love to hear that, Jufer. Hey, we're drawing theropods right now. We're about to do a microraptor. So if you want to learn about feathered dinosaurs. I haven't done one. I mean, I did that, but I want to do one after I've studied that's color. So I might do a little microraptor that I color real fast. I love that. Let's see. Gastralia. That's what they are. Yeah, that's what they're called. Next time someone brings up a topic of eating dinosaur meat, I will talk about how annoying it is to pick out all the Gastralia bones from my Mega Raptor steak. Don't you hate it? I mean, it's just... Couldn't they be more considerate and just, you know, evolve those away so that we don't have to deal with them? Connected to a series of muscles and tendons because they weren't articulated with the spine. That is such an interesting, like... I mean, it almost looks... I'd have to look at an actual bone. Here it kind of looks like it's connected to the sternum, and they're just like sternum ribs, kind of. Like, I wonder if that's how they initially came to be. But there's other... It's hard to tell because I can't tell if it's connected right there. But there's definitely, like, when we were doing sauropods, I think it was, I was like, why are there just floating belly bones? Nope, it wasn't sauropods. Which one was it? No, I thought it was sauropods. Yeah, right here. There's just a different sauropod. Yeah, I was like, these aren't connected at all. They're just like, unless this skeleton drawing is wrong, it's possible. They're just like floating around in the belly. I just don't understand the purpose of that. It's interesting. I guess maybe it's something that's like evolving away. Maybe it's just like extra support somehow for something. But like, what is their function is the part that I don't get. Anyway, there's a lot of things I don't get, so we'll just add it to the list, right? Have you updated the drivers? They always act up whenever there's a driver update. I know. I pretty much have to find a driver that works like with my particular setup, and then I just never touch it again. My Cintiq had that issue when I first built this computer last month. It feels like years ago that I built this, but it was last month. That's crazy. I got everything hooked up. It worked great, and then I updated because an update came out like 2 days after I built it, and then like couldn't get anything to work. It was so frustrating. But thankfully they released another one that fixed it. Very annoying though. I use X Pen, sorry. Oh, that's okay. I've been hearing about the XP pen. Maybe I should look into that. Try and draw these dinos. You're doing a great job. You've done a great job all week. They're thought to have provided abdominal stability and helped in breathing. Huh. I wonder how. Is it just like stretching out those muscles to make sure that there's like room for the lungs to expand, maybe? Interesting. Interesting. I did not know that. Thank you. I probably should have just cut up on chat instead of just ranting in questions to myself. I'm D&D. Thanks, trying to learn how to draw. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, he's doing great. Have you seen... You're in the Discord, right, Jufer? You should go look at what he was doing earlier. He's got some great sketches in there. Had a job coach meeting, applied for 2 jobs. Hey, go Kudo, go Kudo. I hope it works. I hope everything comes out great for you. We're gonna send you some hearts and cheese for good luck, Kudo. I hope it goes well. Hope you're able to find a job that's a better fit. It sounds like your current job has been super stressful and not very considerate to your time. Yeah, no, it's great. I really do hope you find something soon. And even if it doesn't work out with those jobs, just, you know, keep applying. I hope eventually you will land something. You can definitely get out of the situation you're in, so don't lose heart. Alright, I'm gonna look up a microraptor before I get too distracted. It's something to do with the way that they breathe. Oh, and I don't know with enough certainty, but I believe the expansion of the chest draws in air. Okay. Oh, so they don't... Hold on. They expand, so it's like a... Huh, wait. Expansion of the chest draws in air, and therefore the gastralia serve as an attachment point. They don't suck in air. Oh, wow. So their whole system is like a bellows? That's interesting. So like they expand, and that's what makes them breathe? Wow. Is that something? I wonder if that has to have been automatic still. Weird. That is so interesting. So interesting. Oh, you're good. I did. I just was, I was asking if you saw, you said I'm sure his dinosaurs are amazing. You should check out Discord if you haven't and go see what he's been drawing. Yeah, tell us about the XP pen. I've been hearing people recommend that to me. Is that just a Mac thing? Because I'm a Windows user. I have an iPad, and we fight sometimes. I want it to play nice with all my other stuff, and it does not. Predictably. But it does have Procreate, so. Alright, Microraptor time. Let's do it. Microraptor. Oh, look at this little guy. He's so cute. These are cute. Look at this guy. These are cute. So here's a really great fossil that shows why we think a lot of raptors had feathers and how they probably looked. So you can they've actually cut out where the impression of feathers is, or were found in this rock. Ugh, why is it, I can't, there we go. But especially right here, like you can see very clearly these wing feathers, like how long they were. You can see the tail feather part. It's kind of hard to see in this resolution of this picture, but there's like lines that I can make out right here. So they got some long feathering on their tail. You can see some discarded feathers that kind of fell off wherever it died. But yeah, they've like outlined all the places that feathers were found. And like, they've gone back and been able to look at older fossils found and been like, oh, those aren't just weird marks in the ground. Like what we were seeing matches this. Like these animals actually had feathers. So you were asking earlier, like, this is what we think they looked like, you know, with the feathers. Amazed, but I mean, like it or not, like, we pretty much know that at least this group of dinosaurs certainly had feathers. And a lot of theropods seem to have had these impressions of feathers around a lot of the fossils that they've found. Not all, like, I think a lot of the bigger ones, they haven't really, correct me if I'm wrong on this, anybody who knows more about it, but. Oh, here's a great little chart. I feel like I've seen this before. Look at this size chart. This is perfect. I don't see a Megaraptor, but it's yeah, Ostroraptor. That was that skinny one that we were looking at earlier. Here's Deinonychus, or Deinonychus. I'm not sure how to say it. Here's the Dromaeosaur. Here's the Utahraptor. So what we learned from Vale earlier is that this one was the one that Crichton based his raptors on. He just scaled them up. So he didn't actually base them on Velociraptor. He just thought that name sounded cool. But he liked, I guess he liked something about, or no, it was Deinonychus, it was this one. But he scaled them up to the size of a Utahraptor. Maybe slightly smaller. But anyway. So we learned that today. I like this chart. Look how little the Microraptor is. He's so cute. Let's draw one. I've got too many pictures open, guys. Alright, I'm going to study these first. And then I'm going to color one. So I want to draw something with feathers. And then I gotta go. No! This is not what I want you to do. Please stop. Cancel. Good grief. I just want you to maintain your shape, please. Thank you. Let's move it over here. Wait. Yeah, something's going on with my keyboard and mouse. They both use the same Bluetooth dongle. So something's happening. I think it might need a new battery, to be honest. I keep forgetting to bring batteries to the studio. I've totally messed up my layers, but that's okay. I'm not gonna worry. There's something said before. Way back in Florida, but I found it again. Alright, got this little tiny burb. Better hide me, you. I see myself on a bumpy line. To say, baby, wanna change. Moving on. Look at this little guy, so cute. Alright, I'm going pretty fast and loose here because I do need to get going. It's already 11:45. Ah. Velociraptor sounds cooler, for sure. Yeah, just a little guy. They look really angry, but maybe it's just me. No, this is a small but mighty beast. You know, this is what were we saying? It's a megaraptor in a microraptor package. It's very tiny, small but mighty. You know. Yeah, I need to try just putting new batteries in for sure. All right, this one's a little quicker than the studies I've done. I want to get ahead to the actual sketching part. I like the pose of this one. Just gonna, oops, let's do a better job than I just did. I'm just gonna copy that and see how Clip handles this. Where do you think it went? Here it is. California sun. And you can't see his feet. This was probably not a good choice of reference, but we're used to not being able to see feet around here on reference days. Okay, that's why I have this other one. It'll be fine. Okay. I'm just using this for the pose because I really like it. It's a good little Dramaticosaurus, what I want to call him. Where did I put this random line, do you think? Which layer? Nope, none of those. There we go, we found it. Okay. Anyway. Layer organization is a struggle, guys. Alright, I'm gonna try and do this the way that I keep saying to do it, which is find the shapes. So we're finding shapes before we go into details. It's hard not to do. I struggle, obviously, constantly with that, so don't feel bad if you are also struggling with it. Alrighty, so there's our motion lines, and I can see, it's hard to see probably depending on how high your resolution is. So we have our leg bone, and just because I just drew this, right, I know how long that piece is and how much shorter this is. You can really see it right here. And look how high up the knee goes. So clearly it's perching. And I can see this pelvic bone here. So it means the hip is here. So I'm piecing together what we've just studied to deduct, essentially, especially based on this, that this bone is basically connecting back here. For some reason I cannot draw on any of my layers. So it's hard to see, but it looks like he's actually perching, I think. Get a little bit of foreshortening of this one going into this hip bone here. But this is the pose I'm getting from this, so that's what I'm going to draw here. This is why skeletal studies are important, because then you know what markers to look for, right? Now I gotta find the layer of this one. Okay. And I can also see the Like I'm looking at an angle on these ribs, right? So I know that the ribs go this way, but it just, and I can see, what are they called? Not gastroliths, gastrilla? Is that what you call the tummy bones? Imagine them floofing up their feathers when it's cold. I know! That's kind of what I want to do with this pose, actually, is him being kind of floofed. Little floofy guy. So cute. Love it. Alright. Cold burp. Is that shoulder bone? So I'm just laying this out for myself. I am going to do a draw over here in a second, but I just want to kind of get the basic bits. I do love their little claw hands. Did you know that modern birds have some of these still? Did you guys know that? They're called spurs. Look up wing spurs on Google and you'll find all kinds of images. It's a lot of water birds that have them, but there are some others. Like I want to say there are some birds of prey that have them too. But they're very cool. Yeah, they do almost always look angry. We have Reese demonstrating the standard raptor expression. It's true. It's true. We'll bounce him across the screen here. I forget what I call that one. ... There it is. He does look a bit peeved. Oh, hey, yeah, thanks for hanging out, Jufer. Good to have your company. We'll see you next time. We'll be streaming again later at 4 if you want to come back and watch the Dinosaur-a-thon. We'll be designing some dinosaurs. You baby, I have to praise you like I should. So we have our hip bone here, we got our little pelvic bone here to connect the tail to in a second. Have to remember that. And we've got our little leg bones. Big eye. I like the little tiny, like you can see so many similarities, right, in the skull after we studied our big raptor skull a little while back in the stream. It's really fun to see. Of course, the angle we're at, we're kind of getting an undershot. So really nice view of the teeth on the top. Not as many options to study those bottom teeth. But I do really enjoy how slender the face is comparatively. I'll try and take note of that as well. And then yeah, we'll connect all the muscles and the feathers and stuff in a second. So I'm gonna do a quick draw over. Gonna go to the top layer here. Taking too much time on this probably. All right, I'm gonna consult my muscles here, especially this overhead and this one, to kind of piece together what's going on the shoulder. Even though this is a different type of raptor, it's Deinonychus. It's just a big version of this one. But it's gonna help me plan out, like, knowing what I know about studying the skeleton, I can like map out where these muscles go. So what I'm seeing right here is the up at the top of the arm, basically. So I can say, okay, there's clearly, let's do it in red, compared to where that bone is, there's like a deltoid muscle right here, because he's got his shoulders kind of pointing down a little bit in this pose. Got a tendon right here that I'm going to make sure I include. And then all those muscles. So it's just like a little chicken wing. It's possible these had some muscles too. Same thing, we got our deltoid. Our nice connective shoulder muscles that I don't want to forget about. They're going to follow that shoulder blade. So perfect. So that's exactly where that looks like it's going, and it does follow the curve of that shoulder blade. So I'm not too far off. And you got these pulling away from the shoulder blade toward the belly, so I know those are going to go that way. Perfect. So let's draw. Actually, since I just looked at that, I'm going to kind of map that in really fast. go? Okay. I lost it for a second there. I'm kind of thinking of this sculpturally. I've mentioned that a few times, but I tend to think that way. Awful making reviews, but I'm using Artist 222R. I don't know what that is. Compared to the Cintiq, there's a small gap between the screen. Oh, the pen... Okay, so you have to recalibrate occasionally. Got it. Yes, so, no, well, okay. Are you talking about spurs? So that's an actual, like, the foot spur. But, like, some birds have a wing spur. So if you look up wing spur, you'll see that. You'll see what I'm talking about. Alright, well, that's done. Let's see, how are we attaching these feathers? So it might behoove me to go look up my bird reference again. I'm curious how far apart they think these fingers were, because this looks almost bat-wing-like. How did I get on that? Not sure how I got to my blender. What the heck? Why am I on blender? I don't get it. Oops. So we can kind of see like the underside of the jaw from this angle, which is kind of fun. I think I did the wings. I think I did the feathers the wrong way. Hold on. I'm gonna go one piece at a time here. Let's finish the head. And I'll figure out where the wings go. They may actually kind of go this way. This pose is kind of interesting, because it looks like he's got his shoulder blade, his shoulder, the little tendon. Yeah, that might be this. So this is almost like a, like when owls do this, right? They kind of, it's like a threat posture. So I'm going to kind of splay out his feathers a bit like that. Or her. Just don't know. I'm still not sure what to do with these little wing spurs, to be honest. But I'm glad that we did... I'm glad that we did Birds of Prey already, because it's making it easier for me to remember some of this stuff. He's definitely floofed. Oops. Stretch time. Carpal tunnel stretches. Yeah, it's possible, honestly. Speaking of, I think I need to look at a like artist rendering. Oh, I have too many things open, guys. Where's the... Oh, I've lost it. There it is. Okay. Hey. Your friends, it was nice to meet them, but I hope I never see them again. Breaks your heart. I can't stop. So when I was talking about wing spurs, what I'm talking about is that bit, by the way. So there's some birds that still have this one. Or maybe it's this one. It's whatever's right at the end of the... It's probably this one, actually. So this one's gone. It's definitely not as, like, formed as that, but, like, every once in a while you'll see a bird that has, like, a little claw on its wing. And it's like a throwback to this. It's pretty cool. Like, it just never went away on some species. I want to say it's, like, cormorants that have it still. I think it's water birds. I just don't know off the top of my head which water birds. On ostriches. I don't know if I've ever noticed that on an ostrich. How dinosaurian of them. Oh yeah, they totally do. They even have the old ones still a little bit. Here's a breakdown of that. Hotel bar and I can't stop. Here's the one I think of. Like, here's a duck that's got it. Anyway. There's like, I don't know if all birds do, but there's certain ones where it's still very... Here's a zoo book, you guys, or Ranger Rick. But it breaks it down. Look at that. It does still have the wing spur. That is so cool. Man, these were so good. Like, you can see... Whoa, I don't know why there's a football player there. Ah! You can see kind of where they used to have the finger, but the spur part is usually under muscle now. Why does scrolling work backwards in Clip Studio? It's so confusing. But yeah, there's still like the actual claw poking out on the chicken wing, basically, of an ostrich. Really cool. Yeah, but anyway, there's the duck with them. Very, very cool. Look at those thick quill seated, like, this is where the feathers come out on the skin. Wow. That's so crazy. I forget what those are called, but it's like where it attaches. If you ever have to pluck a chicken, like if you ever actually process a chicken, you definitely see those, especially the primary feathers are really deeply seated like that. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do these hind feathers. I feel like this is probably the best reference for it. I'll go ahead and copy that one. Come on, join us here at the bottom. Pale moon rising. Alright. I want to add some color to this boy, and then I got to go. It looks like the longest part of the feathering actually comes... I'm trying to think of how he would stand like this. I wonder if he has muscles to kind of fold. He must. Similar, anyway, to the front wings. It looks like this artist has rendered them coming out of the back. Huh, okay. So it might be a little complex. Alright, so it looks like they kind of cascade into the tail. So I'm just gonna start with a little bit of a muscle drawing first. Oh no, come back, I want you. There we go. They look like they're on top. I'm trying to think of how to do this. Okay, we'll just say it goes like that, and that these guys we'll just say he's doing some kind of a something right here. I'm not sure how accurate this part is, to be honest. Because it almost looks like, at least from that drawing, that it would do something like this in this pose. Because the curve of these secondary feathers and the primaries all kind of echo the curve of the foot. Or the leg bones, I mean. I feel like I need a 3D model to figure this out. And it looks like they're saying that these feathers, the coverlet feathers, are kind of up on the upper part of the leg. So they might actually fold over the bottom ones in this pose. I'm not really sure how to do this, to be honest. This is a little more complex than I thought it was going to be. We'll just for the sake of simplicity, we'll just say it's something like this. I don't know that this is correct. So this isn't gospel, right? But I'm trying here. I'm intuiting. We're inferring. We're making inferences, guys. We're making inferences. I do like the idea of having that kind of a feathering shape, though. So let's try. Not sure how these feathers would lay to make that, but something here is not correct. I wonder if this middle feather is just kind of like, this reminds me of like how I think of griffin tails, to be honest. I kind of picture like cascading feathers down the top to kind of add support, and then these the fantail parts kind of spread out from there. It's like, this is how I picture the top of a griffin tail, if you're gonna draw it that way. So I guess I'll just do that. Vale's not here, but they are getting their griffin bits right now. They just don't know it. Right, so that's how we're gonna do that. Yes, looks kind of weird in this. That's why it looks weird. Hold on. Still figuring it out. Hold, please. All right. I don't think this is very accurate, but we're gonna go with it. Oh no, I did the thing! I did the thing where I draw on the wrong layer. Ah! Shoot! Oh, okay, they're only one layer apart. Not all is lost. That's good. I was like, crud, I have to go through all of these trying to find this. I'm just gonna merge these layers together, guys. That's all we're gonna do to fix that. Alright. I want to color you. Let's get to the coloring part. There. Got it all in one layer. Okay. Lock my layers. I know. Well, that's the locking of the layer isn't the problem. Well, I guess it kind of is. Yeah, that would solve some of it. Because I'd be like, why can't I draw? The problem is I'll forget which layer it's locked on, and I'll start drawing on a layer. So, I mean, I can try it, but I can't lock it while I'm drawing on it, Amaze. Because then I won't be able to draw on it. It only helps for the coloring phase. So once I get to the coloring phase, it should be fine. But like for the drawing part, it's trickier. I'm still constructing it. Alrighty, let's do some color. I will lock the layer when I'm ready for that. Don't worry. I'm still not totally sure that I did these wings correctly. This is all a little bit of guesswork from an uneducated person who just likes to draw animals. So, of course, when it comes to like dinosaur anatomy and like the decisions I made on the feathering on the legs especially, I'm very uncertain about. So please don't take that as absolutely how it is. Like, I wouldn't use my work as reference. I would use like the skeletons that we've been using and come to your own conclusions. You might be able to find a better way to answer it, like to solve this problem than I did. Yeah, so just always, I feel like that's why, like, don't use my images as a source of paleo art knowledge. I'm learning here. Just want to put that caveat out there. Alright, let's color it though. I am excited to get to the coloring part. And I know we wanted to do black, but I think I want to do more of like a blue jay type coloration. I think that would be a lot of fun. I'm going to change the wing shape here slightly. I like to do guidelines for my wings. Kind of helps me. By just sticking to 1 to 3 layers. Yeah, normally I do too, but I still manage to draw on the wrong layer all the time. The only reason I have so many layers is because all these reference photos that I've copied into the file, and I just keep forgetting to merge into 1 layer. Most of these just have reference pictures on them. But occasionally, because I did that, that is why I started drawing on the wrong layer, because I drew on a reference layer. So when I merged it, I stuck I think I stuck all of these references together just now. Yeah. It's like those are just permanently on there now. Let's take that off. Anyway, that's okay though. Oh, apparently that's also a thing. Color time. Gotta find where this is. There it is. Just gonna turn that off. Cancel. I'm trying to decide what layer. I'm just gonna do a layer under this. I know that's also a reference layer. Wait, let me see if I can consolidate some of this a little bit. See, that's where the lines went for that. They were on that layer. Oh well. Hello. Oh, this is the parody version. Have you guys heard this? This is... This song is all about trying to go on a diet and having cravings. It's pretty funny. Anti-leafy greens. Hello. Can you save me? I'm in careless and extreme and dark and make days. These jeans. Bursting at the seams. to my gut and no gap between my thighs. Oh, you guys, I'm such a sucker for dumb humor. Ever seen a crow with vitiglio? Yes, I have seen a crow with vitiglio. They also have piebald crows too. There's a lot of piebald animals out there, actually. Piebald is just a fancy word for kind of like a paint horse. Actually, is a type of piebaldism. There's a lot of really cool color morphs out there for a lot of critters. Have you seen a chimera? Like a chimera bird? Like a cardinal that's a chimera? Those are interesting. It's some kind of weird gene thing that happens. I forget what it's called. But there's like, basically half of the animal will be male and half will be female. It's like split right down the middle. So especially with birds that have sexual dimorphism, like cardinals, it's really, really distinctive. It's really interesting. There's actually humans that are chimeras, and they don't realize it. It's a really, really rare thing. But you'll have women who will have a baby, and then they'll get tested for genetic. Like there was a woman who she was in some kind of legal battle or something. I don't remember what it was. But she actually got a DNA test and had to and was like, oh, my child is genetically not similar to me. Because something about the chimera part, it was like her DNA was this, but the reproductive DNA was this. It was so interesting. Nope, not the same thing as intersex. No, it's a different thing. It's super, super rare. I mean, you might consider it might be called intersex in humans. I feel like that's a really broad term that gets applied to a lot of conditions. But in animals specifically, you would have either a hermaphrodite or other things happening, but a chimera is something totally different. It has something to do with the embryonic level, I think. It's been a while since I've looked up what a chimera is. It's almost kind of like having a reabsorbed twin or something, but it's not. That's the closest thing I know to compare it to. It's like you have two different sets of DNA. Yeah, look it up. You'll see. There's all kinds of resources on it. But with cardinals, I'll show you the picture I'm thinking of. It's really cool. Chimera cardinal. Yeah, so intersex is more of a gender term sometimes too with humans, but that's not what you would call it for animals. It's a different thing. So here is the cardinal picture that I'm talking about. So you can see very clearly there's a line of demarcation where this side of the animal is female and this side of the animal is male. Here's another bird that has it. It's just really distinctive in birds and fish, I think, when they, like I said, when they have sexual dimorphism between them. This is a genetic thing. It's really interesting. If you type in chimera human, you might get some weird fan art probably, but so it's a person that has cells from two different sources, essentially. Look it up. It has to do with something that happens at the egg stage. I don't have time to get out. I'm not a geneticist. But it's super, 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 super uncommon. And a lot of people don't know. It's becoming more common with certain fertility treatments like in vitro. Interesting. But there's only 100 cases of chimerism recorded in modern medical literature for humans. Yeah. Really interesting. Anyway, it's interesting to look at. It's not the same thing as being anyway, how do I close this? There we go. Sorry, Maze, I know you wanted me to do a raven, but I really wanted to make this guy more of a blue jay. I'm gonna look up a blue jay color really fast. The virtual. This song is called The Virtual Life, by the way. I know you probably thought it was The Circle of Life, but it's not. It's The Virtual Life. It's this song's all about social media addiction. Ay. My favorite line is I should just send you guys, I don't know if this song is still available on YouTube. Something happened to this duo. I don't know if they just discontinued their social media or if something happened to them in their partnership. I don't know. But they disappeared off of YouTube. They used to have a pretty like a YouTube channel full of all these parody songs. I don't know. I'm sure somebody has re-uploaded them somewhere. But they're really funny. I don't know if you guys can hear the lyrics. I'll be quiet so you can listen. Recently learned that cases like male calicos are types. Yeah. Male calicos are a type of... I think that falls into the same category as chimerism a little bit. I haven't looked into calicos in a while, but like male calicos are really, 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 really rare. Because calico is like, it's connected to a gene that causes this coloration, but it's a gene that primarily affects, like 99% of the time, is only going to affect a female. So it's like this weird, like in order to be a male calico, might have to be a chimera that happens to have this in the female set of DNA. Or the female cells or something. I don't know. There's some kind of weird... It's all... Yeah. It's really... Genetics are super interesting. There's a science streamer here on Twitch that actually is a geneticist that I've discovered recently, who answers questions like this. He and his wife are both geneticists, and so they get on and talk about that stuff. Really interesting. Really interesting stuff. I am still very much just a casual consumer of this knowledge, but it is fascinating to research. I'm glad you like how it's coming out, by the way. Thank you. I wasn't trying to ignore that compliment. Sometimes my brain just gets stuck. Blue jays have such pretty colors. Biology, hold on. Biology really is like winging it. I see what you did there. And I approve. I approve wholeheartedly. I'm reminded of a character in a manga that's a fusion of two different people. Oh, that's interesting. I am not familiar. This sounds like a very sci-fi manga. Or is it trying to be sciencey about it? I don't know. Manga definitely, I feel like anime in general tends to lean hard into the fantasy stuff. You know, that's something I have not consumed in a while, is like anything anime related. Unless you count Miyazaki, which I don't know about you guys, I don't really count Miyazaki. That's more like anime as art, rather than like what I would think of when I think of anime, but maybe that's just me. That's like, I don't know. It's a different level, in my opinion. If there were levels to such things. On my mind, always playing on my mind. Come around if you ever wanna be in love. Not waiting, but I'm willing. You can call me up. If I wanna be in love, I'll come around. We were side by side, don't know when we started losing touch. Enough. My head made me crazy, made me want you more. If you ever be in love, not waiting, when if you call me up. I don't know how to incorporate. There's some bits of this that I'm like, I'm not sure what part of the face that goes on. Looks like it comes, this one black marking. It's like below the throat on the neck, I guess. It's just like way lower. Don't really like how that looks there. Oh, come on. I'm just gonna, even though I know it's not super accurate, I'm just gonna put it here. No, I'm not. I lied. Where am I gonna put it? Right here? Yeah, I'll put it right here. I like that better. It's like right by the beak part. And then that way we can still have our fluff, still have our beak. Beats for you, so listen close. I kind of want to give him little like hairs. Should do this on a new layer though, just in case I don't like it. I just like the idea of them being kind of floofy, you know? Sing along to my stereo. Just a mask gonna play me like a couple cracks. Do, 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 do. If I could only find a note to make you understand. If you can hear about my head, like your favorite tune. Only place for you. My heart's a stereo. Beats for you, so listen close. In every note. Make me your radio, turn me up when you feel what's meant for you. Sing along to my stereo. What does the underside of your tail look like, Mr. Bluebird? There it is. I see it. All I ask is that you don't get mad at me. Mad at me. Sorry, I haven't heard this song in a long time, guys. I'll stop. Sometimes I get goofy with music. Forget that I'm streaming. Should probably stop. It's gonna sound weird in the VOD. That's all. It's like, what is she singing? Doesn't she know those aren't the notes? All right. Yeah, draw a dino. Do it. So excited. I don't even... Wait, hold on. Oh, you didn't mean to make it a pun? No way. No way. There's no way. You're just so natural at it then. Cheers to you. Kudos, good sir. And I am getting too caught up again. It is 12:30. I have to finish. Okay. Where's my water? I need water. Hold on. I don't know why water is so necessary to help me finish. I think it's because my throat's hurting. Getting too caught up, guys. This is the problem. Dinosaurs are too much fun to draw, but I have other things I need to do today. All right, we're gonna simplify. In every note. I feel like I've probably said that a few times today. Turn me up when you feel meant for you. Yeah, please draw a dinosaur, and if you do, I would love to see it. If you feel comfortable sharing, you don't have to. But I'm just always so excited to see what people are coming up with, you know? I'm honored that you feel inspired to draw one. Shoot, I messed this part up. Not gonna worry about it. We're not doing exact blue jay here, guys. We're doing the impression of a blue jay. When I look at this, I get blue jay. That's what I'm going for. Where did the undertail go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Firstly, count your blessings, not your flaws. You've got it all, you lost your mind in the song. Claim your crown, you're in control. Monsters include your own. Close to the head. Maybe I'll revisit this sometime and make this like an actual thing, but for right now, I have got to go finish something, so. I wish I could stay on and play all day. We'll do this later. I mean, this is kind of what we're going to be doing, honestly. It's like a warm-up for this evening's, or this afternoon's stream. So if anyone wants to come back and design some dinosaurs, it's kind of the plan. Is to, you know, take like bird bits and some dinosaur bits and like other things that we've talked about this week and just make something. Make whatever dinosaur you want, design it however you want, add feathers, add quills, add, you know, emu feet, whatever you want to do. That's what we'll be doing this afternoon. So I'll be back on in like 4 hours, guys. So I just need to stop right now. But it's been really fun. It's been really fun drawing this with you guys. Thanks for the company. Thanks for the chat. Thanks to those of you who are drawn along and are going to show some work later. I'd love to see it. Like I mentioned earlier, there is no pressure to share if you don't want to, but I am always really happy to see anything that people come up with. I get a kick out of it. So if you want to share that, or if you're just trying to get better and want some accountability, feel free to post that in the Discord. We can put a link in chat. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Amaze is all over it. So helpful. I appreciate you, as always, Amaze. Trying to figure out how to do this part before I leave. But yeah, let's go ahead and find another artist to raid. So that I can stop working on this thing. I might pick this back up again this afternoon. We'll see. I may do a more detailed version of it. I really do. I had a lot of fun with this Microraptor, actually. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I do. So I'll clean up his design later, is what I'm trying to tell myself so that I get off stream. But I am having fun working on it. It's hard to stop. But if you want to follow my socials, they are in the chat for you to do so. Feel free to do so. No pressure. No pressure to join just Discord either. I will be streaming again in the afternoon, like I mentioned, and we'll be doing warm-up sketches next week. I actually haven't decided what we're going to do next week. So if anyone has suggestions or things that you want to do, I certainly have a list of options, but I haven't really picked one. So I'll be doing that later. Let's see. Yeah, hop on in. Z'd love to have you. You like that I'm bringing it Blue Jay plumage? Yeah. Don't you have a Blue Jay character? Akudo, am I remembering that? Share on Discord later. Yeah, thank you. You know, happy to have you guys. Thanks for hopping aboard. It's been really fun seeing what people are coming up with for these. Oh, I forgot that this was still on the old cam there. Twitch Pro, guys. Super know what I'm doing. Definitely know how to Twitch. Ah. Oh my gosh, Jakuri, have you been lurking in here? I missed you. Oh, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. You are so nice. You guys, if you haven't followed Shikari, she's great. Very inspiring. Thank you for hanging out for a little bit. We designed some raptors today. Yeah. Oh my gosh, thank you for hanging out. Such a nice surprise to see you in here. Let's go find an artist to stream. I am trying really hard to make more art connections. Oh, here's somebody I haven't seen in a while. Hold on. Let me see what they're doing. What are you doing? Shoot. Let's actually, since we did a sculpt stream last night, I was talking a lot about this artist, C-Knot Brush. I don't know if, probably a lot of you already know him. I am a big fan of his work. So at least I'm going to try to raid into him. I'm really bad at raiding. Yesterday I tried to raid somebody and it went to a different person and I don't know how that happened. So, wait, hold on. Sorry for just leaving your stream. Oh, thank you. Oh, no. You guys are so nice. Look at you. I'm happy to have met you, and I'm so proud that I managed to pronounce your alternative name even remotely correctly. But yeah, if you missed the sculpting stream last night, we made a Parasaurolophus. Actually, let me show you really fast before we go over to CNOT brush. You can at least see the end result here, but if you want to go see how I did it, I guess I could turn on my other dumb camera here on the credits menu, guys, because I'm real good at streaming. Oh no, I can't because it's frozen, isn't it? Anyway, here's what it looks like. See if I can get it to work. Real quick. So we sculpted this last night. It was a bit of a hodgepodge. It's obviously not finished. He doesn't have all of his feet yet. Yes, I will be streaming later tonight, but it was really fun to put together. And so I talked about kind of my thought process behind it. So a little Parasaurolophus, though. He's so cute. Chonky. I'm not gonna lie. I love a chonky-thighed hadrosaur. Anyhow. But that's what we did last night, so if you want to go check that out, just go watch the stream from last night and you can do that. But since we were talking about sculpting so much, and I think I mentioned this streamer, I do want to go raid him. He's awesome. And yes, I will be streaming tonight. We're going to be doing kind of more of what you see on screen here. We're going to be designing, I'm going to call it the Dinosaur stream. It's kind of dumb. I'm kind of cheesy. But yeah, we're going to take all the things we've learned from Dinosaur Week, like sketching all these dinosaurs. Take some bird parts that you want to do, like, you know, fun horns or something, do some spikes. And we're going to just like pick a dinosaur and design it. And I'll do one, you can do a different one or whoever joins, but we'll be doing that at 4. So in about 4 hours, honestly. Actually a little less than that now. So I do need to get going because I have another project I have to finish today. So let's go raid CNOT Brush. He's great. If you guys want to join, he always does really cool sculpting. So I highly recommend watching him if you're not already.